Hello, welcome back dear YouTube viewers. I hope you have enjoyed the previous games from the stream on the channel. I was trying to do some fancy stuff with the Planeswalkers, but today we're going to visit a new deck. Actually, those are two look-alike decks. These are the same core for these two decks, but one is geared towards using energy, the other one is going to try to use clues. Let's try to quickly review the cards I want to use here. There are too many good cards to use in this deck, but so at some point you have to settle and go for a selection so you don't go over 60 cards. So the idea here is to try to both sprout and generate lots of servo tokens and also activate the Revolt from some of our cards. So let's quickly review the main cards here. Gargoyle, a 1 mana artifact creature. It can't attack initially. Later you can transform it by paying 6 mana. That's a bit expensive. Becomes a 4/2 flyer that is quite good at dealing damage, but most of the time it's going to be used as a blocker or some artifact that we want to sacrifice, so we can use Revolt. The Implement of Improvement, another 1 mana artifact. It can give us some life and we can sacrifice on demand by paying 1 white, and when this is destroyed and goes to the graveyard from the battlefield, we get to draw a card. So a nice way to I think there's not much downside in using this. Only thing is occupying the room for a creature instead of so there's the Pedigree Familiar that could take the place, but Pedigree Familiar costs us 3 mana instead of 1, and it's a 2/2, and we have to find a way to kill our own Pedigree Familiar, so maybe it's okay. Fatal Push, 2 copies. I wanted to use all 3 copies, but well, I had to find room somewhere. Very powerful removal for 1 black, can destroy any creature if it has converted mana cost 2 or less, or maybe 4 or less if we activated Revolt. So this is the most powerful removal currently in the game for the cost, instant speed. The range of possible creatures is way too great, and also can kill any token. Yeah, pretty impressive. Battle at the Bridge, like this one very much because it gains us life. If we pay X and 1 black, target creatures get -X until end of turn, and we gain life, so we can remove very large creatures with this card, and also has improvise, so we can cast it very cheaply by tapping artifacts. Syndicate Trafficker, a very sturdy creature, can pay 1 to sacrifice an artifact, gains by doing so it gains a +1/+1 counter and becomes indestructible, and is for just 2 mana. It's very powerful, and also the ability of sacrifice artifacts, it's going to help us with the Revolt aspect of the deck. Servo Schematic, for 2 mana we get both this artifact and also a 1/1 servo artifact creature token, and when this is sent to the graveyard we receive another token, so it's really cool in this deck. Hidden Stockpile, a Revolt card. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you control it, blah, of course if the Revolt happens, we create a 1/1 colorless servo token, so it's a way to gain more artifacts if we lose something, and also we can pay 1 to sacrifice. This is very cool, and if we have multiple copies of this on play, we get multiple tokens at the end of the turn. Bygone Bishop, giving a clue flavor to this variant of the deck. Whenever we cast a creature with mana cost 3 or less, we gain the clue. The clue is easy to sacrifice, so it's going to help us to activate Revolt, and also draws us a card, and even can be used to pay the improvise cost, the clue that is, so very helpful here. Master Trinketeer, buffing the servos, also able to spawn more tokens. Solemn Recruit, one of the most powerful Revolt cards, having double strike, gaining counters on her own. If we have Revolt, Jahini, very threatening card because it has haste. Whenever a creature an opponent control dies, we put a +1/+1 counter, and we can sacrifice another creature on demand to make the Jahini indestructible. So this is more expensive, but we don't have to pay the mana, so that can be a superior fact against the Trafficker. But the downside is we cannot target any artifact, we can only sacrifice creatures. But anyways, it's pretty powerful. Pilgrim's Eye, our old friend, giving us some land. Cultivator's Caravan, providing mana and a powerful 5/5 if we get to crew her or it. Here I'm using Survive the Night. Just for comparison, this is an instant giving creature +1 power and indestructible, and also we investigate. Just to make a quick comparison, we have another option in the, what is it? It's common. Here, alternatively, we could use Renegade's Getaway that does pretty much the same, almost, against Indestructible. It doesn't gain the +1 power, but instead we gain a 1/1 token. So pretty similar. We might even consider running both, but we'll see. Here, next Angelic Purge, we can get to exile artifact, creature, or enchantment. Very impressive range of targets for this deck, since we can deal with many annoying cards with this one, and we have to sacrifice a permanent to use the Angelic Purge, but we are going to probably have many tokens that we want to sacrifice. Sram's Expertise, a very extraordinarily powerful card, giving us 3 tokens and then lets us cast one spell that costs 3 or less mana, so it's equivalent to paying 1 mana to gain 3 tokens, almost. Call for Unity, not too sure about this one, but I like the fact that it has Revolt, and if we at some point get to have many servo tokens, all of them are going to have extra power thanks to this enchantment, hopefully. But I don't know if it's going to work, because many players are going to be saving enchantment removal just for this kind of cards. Who knows? We are going to try. Herald of Anguish, the best card in the deck, I suppose. It costs 7 originally, but it has improvised, therefore we can cast for much fewer cost, and forces the opponent to sacrifice, discard a card. We can pay 2 to target creature, getting -2/-2 at any moment that we need to, and it's a 5/5 flying demon, very powerful. And finally, Fenghauler, also having improvised, not as impressive as the demon, but still a 5/5 that can be cast for very little mana if we have lots of artifacts on play. And also to mention that it can't be blocked by artifact creatures, and that means vehicles most predominantly in the current expansion set. Then lands, pretty typical. Evolving Wilds helping us with the Revolt aspect of the deck. Mortuary Mire, just in case we need to bring back some of our powerful guys, and Inventor's Fair, just for the sake of gaining life. There's not many interesting artifacts that we want to tutor with this land, but so after having reviewed the deck as quickly as I could, hopefully, let's go ahead and try to see if it works. There are many cool cards that have been left out. The other deck I want to show you later in other video. It's going to be trading some of the Revolt cards for energy cards or something like that. They're still working on it. There's too many cool stuff going on. Here, sadly, we don't have the lands to play this. We still have Well, it's very tempting since we have 2 1-drops. Okay, let's go greedy. Let's go with the grid. 1 land. This is... oh, this is going to be awful. I'm sorry. I might have just lost this game. Opponent plays nothing. Let's play this, because at the worst we might be drawing with the implement if we don't find an additional land. So maybe if we find 2 more lands, we can cast the Bygone Bishop before the Gargoyle. I think the opponent is going to go widely and enchantments here. So we haven't found the land. Let's draw more cards. Well, that's not a land. And now we are going to have to discard some stuff. What to do here? Well, everything's so good. If we find just 1 more land, let's dish the Call for Unity. Well, we are not going to see this game. Maybe we are not going to survive this game anyways. So we still can play the Gargoyle, but not having lands is going to be awful. Hide and stockpile. Okay, come on, please land. I need a land. So 4/4, and the opponent going wide with the humans aspect. So no targets here for the Mortuary Mire. Maybe I should have considered discarding a creature just in case I drew the Mortuary Mire, but doesn't look like it doesn't make much more sense to do that. Well, thank you. Declaration in Stone. Actually, we take more damage now, but the clue is going to be helping us later. So opponent still does not have anything put over this. We can kill this for now before it grows with the battle at the bridge. We can play the servo schematic. Alright, let's go with this. So we have 1 blocker, so the opponent has to spend more cards to deal damage to us. Then if we find land, we can Angelic Purge, sacrificing the servo schematic. Be careful not to exile your own artifact. Alright, so far not that bad. I think I'm not going to block now. We want to save the blocker. It's going to be able to block later, maybe. Alright, it's a land. Good. So now, what we want to do, by using this, we can gain some life. And since this is an sorcery, let's do it 5 life. Alright, we target this one and tap. We need to tap all the artifacts. Finish. Also, the Inventor Sphere is going to give us more life at the beginning of our upkeep, provided this one still hangs around. But I don't think the opponent wants to spend 1 card to kill 1/1 token. So depending if we draw another land, maybe we want to use the Strom's expertise. Other than that, maybe hidden stockpile is better here, giving us the scry plus the revolt. Okay, let's see what the opponent has in these two cards over there. Remember that we can also Angelic Purge. I'm going to save this in case the opponent plays something really scary. We have the Fatal Push, can kill the Thalia's Lieutenant at any moment. So the Thalia, the Heretic Cathar, is going to be problematic. It's a probable target for the Purge. Come on, let's see what happens now. Opponent second main phase decides not to play anything. Maybe he has Abyssin. Right. Okay, Evolving Wilds is really good for us. Let's swing with this. Let's see what happens now. Alright. Evolving Wilds plus the hidden stockpile. And pause. Okay. Okay, Evolving Wilds. We are going to find planes, so we make sure we can cast Strom's expertise. We are going to receive a brand new token that is going to help us block, but alright, maybe later we want to have many artifacts so we get the life gain from the fair, so the clue is going to hold back there a little longer. Opponent found another land and it has the Lone Rider now. Alright, what's going to happen next? A strange attack. This for some reason is okay. We are going to try to kill this. The opponent might have tenacity there to give these ones lifelink, or maybe something different. The Archangel Abyssin. Alright. So since we are losing our token anyways, we might scry as well. Jaini, very good. We are going to keep it on the top. We draw next turn. We are going to kill. Abyssin is going to die to, well, I'm not dying, but it's going to be killed by the Angelic Purge. So let's get our nice servos going. We exile the Abyssin. Be careful not to exile the artifact. Alright, we could attack with this single token, but it gets eaten by the Lone Rider anyway, so we are not going to do it. Now we have plenty of tokens, so it's quite a pity to have this on the graveyard now. Oh, if only I had known. Opponent has left, oddly enough. Okay, let's kill this one since the opponent wants to. We might find ourselves losing all the tokens. Okay, that's not entirely horrible there. Good, Caravan is really cool. So we have 4 by playing the Caravan. We still have 2 more. Okay. I could attack with both. We can kill this. I think we kill this one and attack with 2. Well, we attack with 3. The opponent might choose not to block here, then it takes one additional damage, but we actually don't mind. He thinks we don't have a blocker, but now we refresh one of our servo tokens. This, okay, let's keep it on top because that means we can use hidden stockpile. We can also use the clue. Let's see. Okay, a very suspicious attack here. We block anyways. Well, I don't see a point to do that attack. Maybe the AI wanted to bluff. Alright. We keep gaining more life and we have 5. Alright, this one has haste. So not enough mana to both play Bygone Bishop and this Jahini. But now we can crew the caravan actually. Let's do it. Swing with the caravan. And the opponent takes it. That's cool. Now we are going to scry once more and refreshing our servo tokens. If we had 2 of those, that would be so cool. Let's play this. We are not using the Golden Wilds this turn because we want to have the opportunity of using Revolt for later. Now we do want to block here so the opponent does not get the renown, because this also lets the opponent find an enchantment from the library. Consul's Lieutenant, not too scary. With we have a better board than the opponent here. We can send the caravan in. All right, have Mortuary Mire. No, well, nothing that we want to bring back yet. Let's draw. We're going to leave. All right, 1 white and 1 black. Oh, this is good, but we don't get to use the caravan. Okay, let's do it anyways. And swing with Jahini, it's going to be decent. Opponent can try to block, but he becomes indestructible and gains counters if the AI blocks. He does not. And okay, let's drop our land without. We don't need to use the Mortuary Mire at this point, other than for mana. And this is looking great. Sorry if you wanted me to go ahead and for the next game, but let's just try to finish this and deal the little blow soon. Alright, apparently opponent has no answers. In hand he can have a Blessed Alliance or more Declaration in Stones to fend off our attacks, so we have to be a bit careful there. Another planes. We cannot draw currently, so let's play the Bygone Bishop first. We we are going to use this spirit to crew our caravan and one of the servo tokens, and I think we attack with everybody here. So the opponent might want choose to block here, but then takes much more damage. This is threatening with 6 damage. If he blocks here, then it buffs Jaini. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, we gain 1 counter for Jaini. That's cool. And now we are going to use the Golden Wilds to activate the Revolt, also gaining more lands. That's not bad. Remember that we started with a 1 land hand at the first try. So, unless the opponent has planar outburst, he's dead. Or it, I should say. But a deck like his does not run planar outburst, because this deck needs to have many creatures on the board, many cheap and easy to cast creatures. Maybe the opponent is mana flooded there. This Gideon can become indestructible, but is not going to be able to stop our attack. So finally we are going to win. Come on, let's see, what do we find now? Another one of these. Not going to do much for us, but anyways, let's do this first. We can't have 2 of those lands in play, but anyways. Well, what do we want in hand? Maybe this, so we draw something else. Also, it gives us the Revolt right away. Why do you want to spend the black mana here? That makes no sense, boy. Right, let's see what we draw. The Trafficker we complete by tapping the caravan, but it's more fun to attack with the caravan, right? Let's go ahead. So once again, if opponent decides to sacrifice Gideon, it buffs Jaini, but it's not going to matter. Opponent died to first strike, and we won with the Techno deck. Too much technology. Right, so a lengthy game, but it was fun. Let's try one more time. I should say that we got lucky, but yeah, those 1 drops really help, but it helps even more when you can cast more cards. So come on, join in session. I think that the opponent used the Archangel Abyssin too soon. He should have waited. By the time he played the Angel, he didn't actually need it. So I think that was a big mistake, because he thought we wouldn't be able to remove the Angel, and that was overconfidence. Alright, plenty of lands going on. We have these 2 giving us 2 tokens and the Angelic Purge in hand. Let's begin with the Shambling Bend, just in case. That means we are not going to be able to cast this next turn unless we draw another land, but we get the tapped land out of the way already. Alright, let's go with the servos schematic. That's good. Now opponent has black. It seems to me that it's going to be using blue and black cards, maybe trying something similar to our own intentions here. Okay, Baral. We need to kill this at once before the opponent starts using counter spells. But the Trafficker is so good. Oh. Well, I'm going to assume the opponent does not have many... okay, but we can kill the... If the opponent is trying to mill us, we can destroy the Sphinx's tutelage. This is a tough choice here, guys. I think I'm going to go for the Syndicate Trafficker. Yeah, this is the... I think currently is the best option. This is very problematic for us, but I fear the Sphinx's tutelage more. Yeah, let's see what's going on. We need more information here. If we find the demon, it's going to be extremely great in this match because it forces the opponent to discard some cards. Alright, next turn, we always want to have one mana at least open and some artifact that we can sacrifice, because the Syndicate Trafficker is really powerful. The best option for the opponent is to bounce it to our hand, or maybe forcing us to sacrifice it. Heart of Kiran. Maybe the opponent is going for the Planeswalkers. It's a vehicle. It gets crew for 3. It has flying and vigilance, and it doesn't actually require the crew. So the opponent might be trying to go for the Tesseract deck. Alright. But now, so the opponent is tapped out, and I think it's a good time to resolve the Bygone Bishop. If it weren't because we need the mana for the Trafficker, let's go with... No, you stay back. Swing with the Syndicate Trafficker. No attacks, that's good. So we go with the Pilgrim's Eye. We are giving up one clue, but we want more lands. Let's go with planes. No special reason for that. Now our Syndicate Traffic is somewhat protected from sacrifice effect. It might get a bounce. So we can block the Heart of Kiran once with this Pilgrim's Eye. Then maybe we get to use the Bygone Bishop to stop the Heart. So far the opponent is not going to be able to crew that one. So now we should assume that the opponent has more counter spells. So I mean, this guy is going to let the opponent draw and discard. If he uses a counter spell, also the instance and sorcery is going to cost 1 less to cast. So it's quite likely that he has something in hand that he is wanting to save for later. Imprisoned in the Moon. Alright, I'm glad we have the Angelic Purge just for this situation, but maybe we want to still wait. I'm not sure here what to do. So we can start attacking with the Shambling Band too. Now let's do not tap that one. Let's do this. We want to exile this, and we use that. What is the opponent going to try here? Well, he could run something to bounce our stuff. Okay, let's go. Okay, I think he's about to die soon, but meanwhile we want to gain some value from him. No, you don't. Even if the opponent manages to swing with the Heart of Kiran, we don't worry. So far we have 20 life, and he has to somehow crew or spend some loyalty. Alright, let's do this. Maybe the opponent has some bounce spell here. Apparently he does not yet. Let's see if he can now remove the Syndicate Trafficker. Okay, so best thing here is the opponent tapping out and we drawing the demon. Fatal Push. Alright, it's not going to work, dear. No, it's going to work, I'm sorry. If I had played this swamp, we could have saved this, but maybe then the opponent still would have the barrel there. So I think that's fine. Now the opponent has enough for a counter spell there. That's problematic. So we are going to assume the opponent has enough mana for a counter spell. Attack with these two. So let's just go with the Evolving Wilds here. Let's go ahead and search for more mana. Okay, I think black, just to have a nice balance of colors. And we want to resolve for sure the Bygone Bishop, so we get at least one clue. So we have to wait the opponent to tap out or have something better that we want to resolve. So if the opponent gets something that lets him crew the Heart of Kiran, we might force the opponent to block the Pilgrim's Eye, then we use the Battle of the Bridge, that is a sorcery. Oh, thank you. He just bounces this one. Alright. Now he's going to cast Liliana. Alright. Liliana kills this. Okay. What now? Why? Okay, he wants to deal 4 damage to our face. Alright, we can... If I activate the Shambling Band, that's not enough. So let's go with the Bygone Bishop here. And pass. We wait. Now Liliana could bring back this guy from the graveyard, but I don't think he wants to do so. Alchemist Vial, alright. It's a good card. So this match is really interesting. Now we would like to find a creature that we can use to get some clues, so we get our drawing going. Our opponent can use the Gaia Reach Sanitarium. Let's see. Okay, for sure it's of course a valid move. Okay, he's paying loyalty to make this one able to swing. It's 4. No, we don't know. We are not going to block that one. Alright, call for unity. I think, okay. Is this a counterspell? That's the big question of the game. If this is a counterspell, I think we die. But other than that, oh, yoo-hoo! Very good, very good. Alright. This is looking great now. Now we are going to receive the first counter. We do not attack for sure. And okay, Gaia Rich, Sanitarium. Thank you. This is going to help us actually. So Bulbing Wilds. It would help us with the call for unity, but I think we want to have the battle at the bridge first. So now our Champlement becomes a 3/4 and a Bicon Bishop. Alright. Now we still fear the counter spells. Those are going to be very problematic. So let's see if the opponent wants to swing with Heart of Kiran. I think he's going to try to do it again. So if we find our second Angelic Purge, we are good. Here we have to take 4. We can't afford to lose the Bygone Bishop. Is our only hope currently. Okay. Alright, let's think this through. Let's do this. So we can use this for 4, so we are going to be gaining 7 life. I'm guessing the opponent wants to... Okay, he blocks here. Alright. Then this is going to be used for 6. Aren't you going to do it? So, all our plan hinges on the opponent not having a counterspell. So here, please do not have a counterspell. Fatal Push. Alright, that was bad, but then we gain one counter here. Oh boy. Let's see, thank you. Do I want this or this? Okay, let's take this out. We want the card plus the Revolt. Now that we've lost the Bygone Bishop. Whoa! What? The opponent got rid of... Oh boy. That's scary. That means the opponent has something better that he is holding back. Ouch. We might be losing at this turn. Okay, we are going to gain life with this. Our Shambling Band now can trade with the Heart of Kiran, or else he can take care of Liliana and we gain life. Oh boy. Come on. Right, another land. This is a bad draw. We have been drawing too much land. Let's go with this. I think the other game with a single land in hand was... Boy. This is so bad. Now, if we lose the Shambling Band, maybe I should haven't played that. It made no sense to drop a land. A murder. Yeah. Well, it wasn't a bounce spell. Alright, we still gain more tokens. Oh, thank you. The opponent is actually helping us by using the Gaia Rich Sanitarium. Alright, we are at 6. Opponent might attempt to bring back the Noxious Gearhulk from the graveyard. Okay, right. 4. Yeah, too many lands, regrettably. We've been drawing too much lands in the last few turns. Here comes 4 more damage. We are about to die. And assuming the opponent has something to remove our creatures. Right. The counterspell. The fear of the counterspell. Finally, it happens. And we just drop this. And it's over. So that's a lesson for you. Too much lands is not going to help you. Okay, let's let the opponent finish the game. Yeah. Alright. I think if we had found a single creature, maybe I should have waited for the Pilgrim's Eye until I had the Bygone Bishop before, but I was assuming the opponent has counterspell there. Yeah. Alright. Defeated by the powerful Aether Revolt cards. Oh boy. Well, anyways, I think it was a very fun game, and we are going to leave it as it is. And next time we're going to take a look at the other version of this deck with some different cards going on. Until next time, I hope you have enjoyed. Don't forget to leave your comments, and sayonara.